Happy New Year's, Divine Sunshine. This is Divine Sunshine coming to you with your 2019 year forecast today. I'm going to do something a little different instead of looking at the daily. We're going to take a look at seeing what is the year 2019, the intentions, and what is all going to be happening as far as the divine feminine and the divine masculine this year. Okay. Trying to see, do I want to go in rants? No, I kind of want to go straight into it. We know that again, that this year is a year of focusing in on self. We're looking and concentrating and seeing about what makes us happy, like what happy, cause I'm happy. So yeah, you're happy. So you're looking at that part to see what makes you happy. In life in 2019. Remember, this is a 3. Well, we're really a 3-year, which is getting the spirit, soul, and body aligned. So you're doing a lot of things to kind of make sure that everything falls in alignment for you this year, and you kind of get everything together. How you do that is really finding your happiness. Also, remember, I think that I told you all about intentions. Make sure that you do sit down and write a letter. Before I'm coming on air here, I just burnt my letter of things in 2018. I seen another one say burning things in 2018 that did not go right with your relationship with your unisoul counterpart. Write down what things did go well in 2018, burn that, and then write your letter for 2019, what things you want to see coming to fruition in 2019 between you and your counterpart, and then burn that up also. You can do various things. Some people like to the one that you talk about intent. Some people like to keep it. Some people like to bury it. Some people like to just put it somewhere and don't forget it. You can put it in your Bible. Whichever way you feel intuitively that you want to deal with that letter, that's kind of left up to you. Okay, so now let's look at what is the intentions of the overarching thing, clear, for divine unisouls in 2019. What is that? It's an overarching thing. And that was it. Just bring it back out again, but I don't think that it was. Okay, man, you acting. Let's do you again. Clear. Did not do the. What's the intentions for 2019? There we go. Once I look. Okay, that's fine. Okay, what is it for you? Oh, that's interesting. What is it for the divine feminine? The divine feminine. What is the intent for the divine feminine in 2019? What's her intentions? What's the question she should be focusing in on 2019? Good. Okay. And what is the question that the divine masculine should be concentrating on in 2019? One card, please. Okay, I could go for that. Okay, those are actually starters, but we're going to start with that. Okay, so the overarching theme for both feminine and masculines for in your unisoul thing is they say partnership. That is the overarching thing of your intent. It should be to become a partner. Okay, so your thing is to invite Be present, open, and accepting, non-judgmental, and smile. I told you this year in my overall thing was that this is the year of the mouth and communications. So it's to really truly pick out that this year is going to be joyous, things to be joyful for or to celebrate with, as far as even in communications. It says to listen in order to gain partners. Your intent is to listen, acknowledge, avoid interjecting with your own story or advice. One thing I would say is like one of the cards that says about wanting to surrender is for you to not to be always wanting to be right. And so acknowledge, avoid interjecting with your own story or advice. So really stop putting in your own things that happened in the past from 2018 and adding it on to 2019. That's what I want to say. And so just making sure that, and you're not going by old things that used to work in 2018 and applying it to 2019. So really listen to your heart. Listen to what it's saying that it wants to accomplish and happen now in this year. Again, going back to that, I want to just make sure, because this is jumping off to me, stay present. Stop, don't think, especially with us getting in 2019, we don't want to run the wrong of carrying on old things, old baggage, and be like, bag lady, you gonna miss your bus, dragging all the bags like that. So you got to make sure that you do not take what's in the past and bring it into the present. Okay, and so you got to stay open at all times, accepting, non-judgmental, especially when you're looking at both partners, whether it's divine feminine or divine masculine. You're looking, you have a tendency to want to judge, even if they're in a karmic, in a situation, still in a karmic situation. I'll address that next. And then also in a karmic situation, you got to get to the point that you don't judge. Next thing it says for us this year, we need to work on support. Connect with your heart. Ask open-ended questions to explore. I forgot. Here too as well to help. Thank you. Connect with your heart. Ask open-ended questions to explore. So that goes back to what I've been saying previously, to make sure that you're using some form of like CBT, using CBT where you are already, you're asking, I think that's why, because I want a big boy here, where you are asking, that's much better. You are asking yourself some of these thoughts, like if you overthink a lot, you really going into it and really delving in it. Okay, now why am I having these feelings? I'm scared. Why I feel like this is not going to work out this year. This is a new year. What is those feelings about? Okay, what does that make sense? No, that's kind of silly. Do you want him? Yes, I want him. And so those are the kind of dialogues and things that, ask yourself questions and get it. And then also I would say even asking your counterpart too, your divine feminine or your divine masculine, really ask them some open, not get some questions that you ask and you throw at them. They will get like a yes, no, because I know even mine see infinite on the one word answers, and it's like, okay, I kind of need some more information to kind of go on. I'm trying to stay and hang in here with you, but you got to kind of feed me a little bit. And I would say, feed me, Seymour, feed me. So you got to kind of do it though. That's what that little shop horse, why they come to me. And so you got to kind of do that. We got to feed each other. And so we got to be, especially with this year, being the year of communication, which is the year of the mouth. 3 is the mouth. We need to really make sure that we voice and we say this. Okay, next one is for the divine feminine. Your overall intent this year is serving. Who are your heroes? I would say that this goes 2 ways. This means really getting into your mission and your purpose, divine feminine. Really look into who are the ones that's really been your heroes or your sheroes in your life, and seeing how can you follow in their footsteps. Okay, along with that, just really seeing, okay, that worked. If you got a twin or a unisoul that has walked the walk and done the path, and they're in union, or they're, you like they hustle and they flow and how they doing things, then really start to kind of study and seeing how can you apply that to yourself. Or even if the person is not a twin or Unisoul or anything like that. You just really like how they got that go-getting, especially this year. You should really be establishing some goals, some things that you want to do in your mission and purpose. You know, really look at that. You want to be a chef and feed the world and heal the world through food, and you should be watching, you know, what's that show? I forgot. It comes in the middle of the thing, and I can see her name is Carla. You know, look and see how you can do that. I used to watch some of them cooking shows. I forgot. That's like, or watch the Food Network, you know, and get one of those things that's really been a person that's really been cooking, and that if that's what you want to do, or if you want to, like I said, ooh, I think maybe I would want to be like the Unisoul Ayana Van Zant of this. And so in order for me to do that, I got to kind of watch some of the shows, look and see what she did to kind of trailblaze to be this kind of like life coach or something like that. So that's something that you got to think about, is how can you serve others while you are waiting on union, or you in union, or whatever. Like I told you, Les Brown said, we are either doing two ways. We walking towards it, or we walking from it. So, you know, if that's what you're doing and you want union, and or you say you want this being on this journey and heading home for this, you need to look at some heroes. Divine Masculine, they got like a grocery list things for you. It's a jumpstart, be, have, and do. So right now, this month, for this year, 2019, you really need to have, like, somebody need to give you a jumpstart. Like it's a jumpstart my heart, charge me up when I wanna come down. Natalie Cole song, jumpstart my heart. So you need to find some kind of way to be, to have, and to do. They give you some things here. So some questions that you need to be asking yourself during the year 2019 is, what virtue do you want more of in your life? So that means, what things is it? Do you want hope? You want love? You want trust? You want honesty? You know, what are some virtues that you feel like, you know? So if I was you, and that's what I see during virtue, so they're saying, really do this. If I were you, I would sit down and create, what are some 10 virtues that I want? 10 virtues, excuse me, that are very important to me in my life. Take those virtues, narrow them down to, okay, now let's get it down to 3. Then take those 3 and get it down to 1. That is your virtue. That's the one that you should be working with throughout 2019. What is a challenge you want to overcome? So they want you to really sit down and think about what is some challenge. So over 2019, you're going to have to overcome some challenges as well, and find out what's your, pretty much your strategy in overcoming this, you know, and that's going to really help you to be your, as I said, your saving grace, which is something that you're going to really kind of go to and probably going to have to need all through 2019. Because many of you all are now kind of coming into your own fold. And this new thing that some of you all, that the little bits of the divine masculines that have not been awakened this year, they will be thinking, it's not thinking, that's what I know, that will be happening. And so you're going to really, some of the greatest challenges that you're going to meet is within yourself. Really believing you can do this, getting out your situations, because we're ending, like I say, ending the karmic cycles. Those things are remediation plans and programs. Being remediation partners should be coming towards an end. Those of you out there, especially, are really saying, I want to go into the world. I want to really go out there and help. Those of you all that's really on that cycle or that track, it is now time for you to kind of get rid of and learn everything that you need in those karmic lessons, or in those remediation plans or classes that the karmic person has came up for you, and you should be nearing the end. It should be almost time for finals. Let's put it that way. You know how you was in college, say it's finals time. So really, all them courses that you had, it's time for finals, and it's time for graduation. Like I had sung one time on one of the videos. I said, somebody ready to graduate. So yeah, so with Divine Masculine, it's time for graduation time. It's time to really apply what you have learned from those remediation lessons with the karmic, and now start to kind of apply that into the world. I kind of feel that some of you all, that once you do get out of these, if you are in a karmic partnership or some kind of karmic situation that's really heavy for you, you're going to take some time to kind of introspection, to kind of get to know yourself, kind of lick your wounds, kind of get yourself together on that end, and then, you know, set forth course with the divine feminine. I don't believe many of you all is going to go from like one thing and jump to the other. You're going to have to kind of take a little time to kind of self-heal, go back and take some introspection to actually see, okay, what did I learn? What didn't work? How can I apply this to the divine, being with the divine feminine? How's my strategy to go get the divine feminine? Because some of them have told y'all the deuces. Some of them have said, you know, I'm here, I'm with you, but, you know, you're going to have to make me a believer into what's going on, because I'm looking at you and saying I'm not that same feminine that you met me 5 years or 6 years ago. I have been through some changes, and I'm really at the point that I'm sitting back and looking at you and saying, okay, what are you bringing to the table? Okay, you out the situation. Do you know how to function? Now you're not with the karmic anymore. Have you really truly learned the lesson, or am I looking for you to go and pick up another karmic, which they say the karmic lessons is over, so I come pick up another one and be boo the fool and go through some kind of stupid thing all over again because you haven't learned. So that's one thing. So again, and the last thing they said this year for divine masculines is that what are you passionate about and what to do more, and want to do more. So if you're passionate about it, you're passionate about getting with this divine feminine. I've seen it in a couple of readings I've done previously in 2018. You got to, if you're passionate about it, you need to really sit down and get defined about what things really, not just only in the relationship with the unisoul, the feminine unisoul, but also what's in it for you as far as what are you passionate in your careers, because many of us in 2019 are also going to experience some career changes, because some of us are really going to get to the point that we are really saying, I want to practice truth within myself and practice integrity in every area of my life. And you're going to sit down and really take introspection and look and see, you know what, is this job, is this really serving purpose? Does it help my mission? Does it help my purpose and what I want to do in the world? Does this align with me being a light worker? So those things are things in which you got to kind of keep in mind as well, divine masculine. So if you're passionate about it, I read it as how can you get more of it, which that's true. And saying the same thing, want to do more or want more of it is saying the same thing. So how can you get that and get more of it? How can you be into it as far as just being with your divine feminine? You know, how can you make sure that you can get your relationship back on track? You loved how some of the little experiences that you had experienced in 2018, and probably near the end, I'm thinking some things got revealed to you, and you kind of like, maybe if you were interacting with your divine feminine, you liked how things were going with that. You're like, oh my God, I want more of that. So, you know, what are you doing strategizing to make sure and ensure that 2019 you have more moments like that? Okay. So that's the intention. So we're going to keep that in mind for that. Okay, let's ask next, what is our overall next one in 2019? I want to see, what are some key three, well, okay, we can't break it down in quarters. Three events. 1, 2, and let's feel like the Tootsie Roll man. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3. So let's look at 3 major events that's going to happen in 2019. First one, we got air, we got earth, and we got a spiritual card out here. So 8 of air, which is an illusion of trapped, a lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. So I'm picturing, if we break this year up into quarters, this is going to be the first, I mean, not quarters, in threes. That means the first 4 months, the next 4 months, and the next 4 months after. So that would be January, February, March, and April. That would be that one. This up until this point, we're going to be dealing with some conflicts of feeling trapped, the illusion of being trapped, and having a lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. This is going to be in air for the collective. That's for both sides, divine feminine, divine masculine. This year is a year, oh yeah, and let me say this also as well before I forget. I'd strongly recommend you go to numerology.com and get your free numerology 2019 numerology forecast to tell you how what this year is and what it means to you. Rather, if you do believe in numerology or not, it gives you a real understanding of how your birth numbers, and they add it all together with the year, and it comes together, helps you to know what type of year that you're going to have. Numerology, now, rather you believe it or not, but it kind of gives you a nice blueprint to kind of follow about, like, oh, okay, this is what you're going to have. Like, for me, this is the year of 5 for me. And so yeah, 5 is for me. And so this is some changes, some good things going to happen. And this year for all of us, some good things. This is a really manifested, prosperous year, especially if we concentrate on ourselves. We got to really watch how our minds is wired, make sure it keeps it positive at all times. So I say all this to say this, is that the shadow to this being a year that everybody's saying is going to be purple hearts and horseshoes and rainbows to this, is that we have a downside that we're going to have self-doubt a lot, because they keep on saying we just manifest it, drop of the hat, and then after a while it's going to make us kind of figure, I don't know about this. Last year when I did this and I started thinking about it and dreaming about this thing and really manifesting and envisioning this thing for me and my twin, it didn't work out. Like I said in other videos, you got to remember at that time the soil was not fertile for you to be able to plant those things. He wasn't ready in some ways and you weren't ready in some ways. This year we're saying that the Unisouls are going to be more in a fertile, more of a time of being receptive for things to happen, because it was like this one is out of the shapes of sacred geometry. This year represents a triangle, which is interesting that I'm wearing a triangle, which is like the womb, which is being able to manifest. So I'll say that this is triangle S for spirit, for that. So we are really able to manifest those things. So we got to kind of keep those things in mind. So that's something we're going to have to battle with. We know this is a good year, but at the same time, we're probably going to be also battling with the thing of also feeling trapped and illusion. I want to do my legs again like I did last time. Okay. Woo. Okay. Ooh, and now it's going to swing me around. Okay, so now, that is it. So now, in next quarter, we have, so that would be May, June, July, and August. We have enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, successful in self-employment. Some of you all probably are in that quarter of month, in the second part of it, of the year, you're going to probably be looking for doing jobs, doing your own self thing. Maybe you might even get to this point, you might say, oh, I feel spiritual enough. I think maybe I want to do maybe my own reader and create my own channel. Fine, beautiful. Or some of you all might say, okay, you know what the mission and purpose has? I really wanted to do some drawings. Maybe I want to sell drawings and get into my artistry right now. Fine. Or I got a real good hair product. I could do some good, nice, all natural things, products that I want to get into. So you're going to really, this point from May, June, July, and August, you're going to really start thinking about self-employment, how you can be your own entrepreneur. You're enjoying life at this next one, spending quiet time alone. Again, that focus is on you. And the last part, August, September, October, November, and December, there's the awakening, okay, that's happening. So it look at things from a different perspective. A temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. You know what, like I said, for before any greatest breakthrough that happens, something happens before. It's always darkest before the dawn. And so I'm thinking somewhere between those last parts of this year, 2019, you're going to gain a new perspective all along through 2019, especially when you do this introspective and you're looking at yourself. You are really concentrating on self. And so that's going to really cause a major shift in things. And so what you're doing that maybe what might also be causing this major different perspective is this temporary standstill, because things doesn't seem like anything is moving during these last 4 months of the year. But it's important for you to stay true and stay to yourself. And through that, you're going to get an awakening. Okay. So you got a 12 there, which to me, I know definitely is, like I said, it's going to be a death. Look like I see like it's falling. Archangel Gabriel. Yeah, they're kind of going down. It's like things are kind of going to go into an opposite direction for a little while there. But again, whatever's going on with this is going to bring your world going to maybe get turned upside down. So with that, it's going to bring an awakening, which is good. Now I could break this down just to make sure. Let me see. Let's get a bonus. Okay, so now this card I picked out here just to really get an overarching theme for this about these events is to make sure that you are really, those of you who are Queen of Earth, be grounded in what's happening in material and not in so much in the spiritual this time. Make sure it's a make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. And you getting to know yourself, just make sure that you are, to me, this is a card to say, make sure that you are grounded while you're manifesting these things, causing major shifts, because I see this pot of gold here, things flying out of the pot of gold, or either being attracted to this pot of gold. It's, again, to me, is that Midas touch. Things this year, everything you touch is going to turn to gold. And you got to just remember at all times to be kind to others as you're going on this journey, especially going to self-discover yourself. You know, have a tendency to say, oh, you're getting that ego. It's all about me, you know, bump you got yours, I got mine, you know. But you don't want to come from that standpoint. You want to make sure that you are including others, that you're connecting with others. Because even through your connections of others, you're learning as well. And then it's going to be able, these challenges is going to occur. And they're going to occur again. Like I said, the shadow is going to pop up, although you're able to manifest. But then at the same time, with you being able to manifest, it's going to create some self-doubt. Some other things are going to kind of come up and rear its head too. So you got to make sure that you treat everything with kindness and an understanding manner over the course of the year. Okay, let's look and see what's happening with the Divine Feminine. Clear in her heart space. About just this idea of the Unisoul journey. What's going on with that? And the Divine Masculine. What's going on with that? As far as his heart of this love for this in this Unisoul journey. Okay, for the Divine Feminine, a lot of times during the course of 2019, you're probably going to find yourself doing a lot of disconnecting from the world, especially when you're trying to get in touch with what things you want as a Divine Feminine. As feminines, we have so many things coming at us, distracting us, whether it's family, the job, you know, just a lot of things that we pretty much, like I say, I can bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan. We have a lot of responsibilities on our heads. And so a lot of times we're going to find ourselves kind of wanting to disconnect from the world. Those of us are still taking that, and when we're doing this, we're really disconnected from the world to get this feminine, our feminine self, and our divine masculine self back in alignment with each other. Because this year we really should be aiming for the goal of becoming whole. That's why we keep concentrating on ourselves, because we keep going to concentrate on ourselves to become whole again. So we bring in the merge of the feminine and the masculine together. So we're trying to get our emotional self and our analytical self together to merge those two things. And so that's why you're going to find yourself over the course of 2019 doing a lot of retreating. The divine masculine says over the course of 2019 is new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. This could do certain several ways. You're looking at new love at the way you're looking at it from your emotional body self, how you're looking at it. Some of these things are triggered by the relationship with the divine feminine. She's going to help also bring those things to the table to help you as far as wanting to create this change, looking for this new love. With that, the new love, are you looking at her in a new way? You're looking at yourself in a new way because you got this new perspective of love. You see, emotionally, you kind of going out there, really trying to collect your harvest as far as what things emotionally you have planted, trying to get that together so you can have a real nice, prosperous bounty. The angels are talking to you, divine masculine, trying to help you keep your emotions in check, keep you on the right path. You even found yourself that the masculine self, which is the analytical side, has found itself bowing down and saying, let the emotions kind of take over. Go out there in the world and do what's happening. So really this for you in 2019, divine masculine, your emotions is going to be a ruler. You're going to discover some new things about your emotions. So that's the main major thing that's going on in 2019 with you, is finding new love, whether it's in the physical or where you look at your divine feminine, or if it's even in the spiritual, which is you looking at your emotional side and really seeing how you can make the masculine side within kind of bow down and stop thinking so analytical about it. Because right now at this point it's about emotions, especially when you're trying to discover yourself. Okay, let me get some clarifiers with that to kind of clarify for me. Clear. And I'm going to go back to even the themes here. Okay, so now going back to clarify these events that's happening. I know it's all over, but I want to go back, Spirit, say you need to clarify about what's going on with these events. So from January to April, you got this conflict about being trapped, lack of confidence, afraid to take action. This is due to the never-ending story but happening with yourself, divine feminines and divine masculines. This, really this overthinking, this compulsive thinking, time is of the essence. You want to unlock some things. The sand seems like it's going, the hourglass is really going through it extremely fast. So that's wearing you down. And then also this conflict on this unfinished business. Although some of you all might say, oh, I'm going to say deuces to this. I'm going to do me and whatever, that part. And if you go by some readers that state that, this journey is optional. Yeah, you can kind of believe that to a point. However, you know, the universe, and you got that free will, but the universe and God, if this is, and or God, really wants you to do that, you know, he has a habit of, he'll let you feel like you off and say, okay, I'm getting my way, I'm doing me, and, you know, I ain't worrying about it. And some kind of way you get that gentle nudge back into that direction that he wants you to go to. Say, no, I want you to go this way, go this way, go this way, go this way. This is something he believes that is for your highest good. So, you know, I kind of really do respectfully disagree with him saying that this is an option. Rather you want to take it or not. But the universe will let you kind of let it go for a little while. And then it'll have a way of kind of saying, okay, go back to where I said I want you to go, which is out the picture. You know, so that way it is. It's unfinished business with this. So that's what's caused the conflict at the beginning. Because some of you all are like, say, deciding, do I want to get back into it? Do I want to keep on walking? You know, keep on walking, keep on talking. You know, that part. Not talking to you anymore. 9 of Earth, which is enjoying life's luxuries. So that's from May, June, July, and August. This is the next one. You're enjoying your luxuries. Quiet time alone, successful in self-employment. Right now, because in your emotionals, both emotional self, you're just kind of going out to sea. You're really going with the flow. You're not setting off, of course, for no specific destination during these times. Especially with you had all that conflict that you had experienced in the beginning. Now you're at the point to just say, you know what, you know how you get through all that stuff and that stuff. Say every time I do something, I hit the wall, I throw my hands up and say, just forget it. You know, wherever you take me is wherever I'm gonna go. So this is what you're doing right now is you're going off to sea, which just means you're just going with the flow. Just wherever it takes you, the current takes you, that's where you're going to end up being. The next one is Queen of Earth, thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible, make time for those around you, take a sensible approach, deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. This is where you're going to go about doing this is a change in the wind. Now this brings on a difference because now you are, it looked like to me in the beginning, it's just like it's all for self. Now you're turning around and saying, how can you you seem like you're looking at others to help you out. You see some challenges going on, but you're trying to take a new approach to this stuff. This before is haphazard. To me, at the beginning of the year, you're still fighting. You know, we still fighting it. You know, we fighting ourselves, fighting the idea, fighting the divinity. We still fighting. This one comes to the point, and they're like almost like death. And they're like, you do it's the fight. Then you're at the point you surrender. Then you're at the point now it's some kind of process. I forgot what it is. And now you're just saying, okay, now I'm thinking, I'm releasing, I'm kind of in my self where I'm seeing how can I deal with the challenge, because now you didn't observe some things. You didn't observe some things in your environment, and you didn't observe some things about yourselves. This is both the divine feminine and the divine masculine throughout the year. Okay. And so that's the end part that you're doing. This one, this is from September, October, November, December. This is what you have. Now you're an observer, so you didn't stop fighting. You fought in the beginning, you surrender in the middle, and now you kind of being more sensible, like with the healthy choice or whatever the meals is. I eat a sensible slim fast, and I eat a sensible meal in the evening. So at the end, you're gonna eat a sensible, come to your senses and be more sensible at the end of the year. This one here was awakening, looking at no, that was a bonus one. Whoa, okay, put that on the outside. I'm sorry. At the end of the year. This is awakening and Archangel Gabriel. Look at things from a different perspective. A temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. And I'm kind of want to go back to saying about that. Now you're getting a little more sensible. What's causing this to happen is you coming to the edge on some things, which is going to cause you to have an awakening, because you're looking at things at a different approach. Some things have been at a standstill, and you at the edge. To me, you at the standstill where ain't no type of movement. You kind of looking at it. You don't know if you want to go ahead and dive in and take that big plunge or that big dive into whatever, or step off the edge. So you just kind of really looking and surveying. So nothing is happening. It's important to be yourself. And so really coming to the edge to me is a point where you came to yourself and say, you know what? I want to be my authentic self this year. I want to practice my own truth. So that is that. So I already explained the other one. This is the bonus one that I talked about. And so right now it should be in the future, should be leading you into you want to be more practical, more sensible when you handle challenges, because there's a change in the wind that's happening. So the way the things that the way you used to think is not the way you think, and that's the way it should be in the future, going into the future. And then also you observe things much better in your environment and in what's going on with you. So that's really the end result of why you have those three major events. Now it could not happen, like I said, throughout the year, like those certain months that I stated. It might just be collectively. Those are three major events. It can happen at any time or any kind of, maybe in those sequential orders, but it's at any time. And then you left at the end with this byproduct of being able to make time for those around you, sensible. It seems like at the end you're going to be a more sensible, thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible person once you have experienced all these three events, which is causing a great change of wind, and you're going to be a great observer of some things. Okay. Next thing, when we talk about the divine masculine, for you all, for the divine feminine, you say you wanted to retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. What brings this on? Because you know it's time. You want to preserve time, and you want to get into a high. You want to level up, get to some higher levels with this. When I see this heated balloon, you didn't experience some hot air in moments where it's just really lit a fire underneath your behind. And so that then came to the point that, you know what, I got to kind of release and go some things. I was watching Sadhguru talking about time and how we make time more than what it is. It's like, he's like, really time, there is no time. That time creates distance. So he was saying you keep on making it seem like it's point A and point B that you got to get to, but what if it's just point A and point A? Where you are is where you're supposed to be, and then let time progress from there. He's saying time is what puts us underneath a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, and it creates distance between us as well. So this time thing is really causing you to say, let me just kind of retreat, because I'm kind of really focusing, divine feminine, on, things happening or not happening or occurring. Another thing you want to retreat is because it helps you to breathe. So it's like, helps you to woosah. So you're going to find yourself over 2019 retreating because you want to kind of catch your breath on some things. And it could be good, bad, or the ugly that it causes you to want to do this. Also mending. You retreating because you probably mending. You might be mending some wounds of your own. You might want to be mending some things in the 5D with you and your divine masculine, or people that you know of that could be either the karmic situation or either one family members that you want to kind of mend ways with. So this is one thing in which why you feel the need that you have to retreat. And then because you're blessed, sometimes you want to retreat just to kind of savor what kind of grounding that you did or have experienced through the journey so far. So you're going to pretty much find yourself retreating for that as well. For the divine masculine, you say you're looking for a new love. Some of these things that has caused you to be looking for the new love, like I talked to you earlier, is because all that glitters. Because now you really look at seeing the really potential and the wealth and the prosperity that this divine feminine is bringing to the table. You're seeing how being in your emotional state. How being in your emotional state. Okay. How being in your emotional state. Ooh, that scared me. How being in your emotional state Also helps you as well, because you're seeing that there's gold in that glitters. You're taking off your mask while you're saying you want a new love. So you're looking at the mask. You're seeing your divine feminine taking off her mask. You're seeing yourself taking off your mask. And you're really getting down to being your true, authentic self. So if both of us have that intentions in 2019 for that to occur, then we're really looking for a real, true, and honest relationship that's built upon integrity to occur. Also, why you want a new love with this is because you really want to have exchanging of gifts. That means that, you know, it should be a reciprocation of really whatever kind of gifts or talent, skills, and abilities that are happening and occurring between you and your divine feminine. You know, sometimes you get in relationships, it's not reciprocated, it's not like an even plan. Like they say, is it 60-30, 50-40? No, I want 50-50 love, like Teddy P say. We want it to be kind of level. And there's going to be some days in relationships, then going back to Sadhguru, where he's saying that in relationships, we know it's built upon variables. Things make things change. There going to be some days maybe I'm not feeling well, and I can't give you no 100% or no 50% into relationship. It's something you might have to find yourself carrying on 80-20 because maybe your partner is having some kind of challenge, and they can't give you the 100%, you know, the 100% that you want, or the 80% that you want, and you find yourself carrying. You know, in relationships, that happens. If you go into it and you believing that it's always going to be 50-50 all the way, that's not really, like you said, that's not the variable of a relationship. You're looking for absolute, which is like God. God can give you that. He's always going to be the same. And he's going to give you that percentage that you want. A lot of times in relationships, you know that it's kind of built upon that it's not going to be quite even. As far as who's giving, but you want to exchange. So if you're saying, okay, you might say, I can't give you financial, but I sure can, and financial support, but I sure can't give you emotional support, then fine, that's an exchange. That's fine. You know, I'm good in adding up numbers. You good in creatively coming up with something creative, some ideas, sewing something. That's a swap. Okay, we can deal with that. So, you know, that's another thing that you're looking at as far as new love in 2019, and you're looking at your divine, and you're looking at yourself emotionally, because you're seeing now with your emotions there is a trade. Oh, it's a good thing why I have these emotions, why I'm in my feminine self. Sometimes I need to kind of jump into my feminine self. Sometimes I need to jump into my masculine self. You know, so there is a trade off there that is not always just I'm in my masculine all the time, and now I'm in my feminine all the time. Emotions, you'll find out that it's a good thing to be able to have that even exchange of emotions. Okay, what things in what things need to change? Life changes are going to occur for the divine feminine in 2019, and what are some life changes is going to occur for the divine masculine in 2019. Family changes for you divine feminine is going to occur, and then welcoming the new. Now this did try to come in reverse on that one. No, that's just how I was handling it. Okay, no. Welcoming in the new. So some things got to change. You know, you got to let go of, and I've seen it in so many of these videos with divine feminines, us, and I even include myself. We've got to forgive what the divine masculine did to us in 2018. Elizabeth Lund stated that we have 20 days that we've got to release and let go of everything that we have that has been done to us. Rather it's from the masculine, rather it's from these karmic situations, karmic family members. We've got to kind of let it go in order for us to go on. I know probably some of you all, and it might be a small percentage, but some of us still say, okay, it's 2019 and what? You know, now what? You know, I don't feel the changes. It don't seem like it. Still feel like it's 2018. Well, that's true for some of us because why? We still have some things that we got to shake off and get rid of. And so we're going to have some of those remnants of 2018 trek on over 2019. Say, hi, here I am. You remember me? You didn't handle me in 2018. I'm still here to you. You know, like that commercial with that lady that's got that two commercials. They got one of the commercials that come on. Ladies talk about, was it fibromyalgia, something, or some feminine issue that she had, and she's like, you know, did you tell the doctor about, you know, what's going on with us? And she's like, and the doctor said, how you doing today? Fine. Say, why you tell the doctor that? You know you got X, Y, and Z, and you just had an episode yesterday, and da. So that's the same thing. Or like that other one, the lady with a little jumpsuit on. It looks like the intestines, it's got the digestive system on her, and just following along, and they trying to eat the hot dog at the baseball game, and following along. Say, okay, we going to the washroom now, it's you and I. You shouldn't have had that, you know. So that's the same thing, like, same thing like our issues from 2018. It's following, it's come right along with you. Say, where we going? They scurrying along with you right there. They right there with you. Well, where we going? Where we going? Where we going? Where we going? So you got to kind of deal with that. So she said you got 20 days, and then I guess after that you're going to be stuck with that. So, and that same thing, like I have a student in my classroom, when he gets down, I tell him, listen, I set the time on my clock. I give him 30 minutes. I said, you got 30 minutes to be in your feelings. And then after this, you got to check out of it. I ain't going to stay with this kind of energy, especially me being empath. I can feel that heaviness. I can't deal with that for no long period of time. So you got 30 minutes. And after that, you got to come back to yourself. And that's the same thing. So you got 20 days, like Mission Impossible. If you accept this mission, you will have 20 days to get rid of all these karmic things, sit up there and forgive. With it, it happened. With the divine masculine, it happened. We're not happy with what he did. We're not happy about how he treated us. We're not happy. But we've got to get to the point that we saying that Ho'oponopono prayer, where it is truly saying that we say what? I apologize, or I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Say that a lot of times, and you say what it is that it is. I apologize that whatever part that I played in it that caused you to be with the karmic feminine, I know exactly what it was. I was blaming you all along. I was trying to act like I was the goody two shoes and wasn't putting in any negativity or anything a part of blame in this. And I left you feel like you was the heavy of the relationship. I forgive you. Say, please forgive me. Please forgive me for me not willing to really see things for the way they were. Accepting you for where your flaws and your shortcomings. Forgive me for not really listening to you and to your heart. Please forgive me for those times that I really truly did not see you when you were actually trying, but I kept on saying that your best was not your best. Okay? And then you say, I thank you for being a part of my life. I thank you for the lessons that you brought and the blessings that you brought me in 2018. And I love you. I will continue to love you, in spite of what you had done or what had happened and had occurred, because I know it got me to where I am now, today. Okay? That is it. Do things. If you got to write a letter, burn it up. Do that. If you got to do some things like Elizabeth Lunn say, you can get objects and you drop it. Say, I release it. I release the hurt that you did to me, divine masculine. I release the pain. I release that you went off with the karmic. I release that you did whatever it is. Like you all said, I seen some of you all things say he was really nasty. I release that you was really nasty towards me in 2008. So you have to do some things that you know really letting that action and that force, letting them know that. Okay, so family changes and welcome the new. And then for the divine masculine, for you, you need to volunteer. Interesting. So new love. So volunteer means, to be is like, just like the army. You've been recruited as a divine masculine. It is your turn to now serve in the army of the Lord. So you got to go ahead and volunteer. You can't keep on shucking and jiving your responsibilities. Talk about, no, it ain't me, and push it so and say, go on, John, you next. And he's like, huh? Okay, that you go ahead and do it, and letting everybody go before you instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's your turn now to serve and to volunteer your services to the universe, to yourself, and to this divine feminine. It's time for you to go ahead and to volunteer instead of being made to do things during this journey. Because a lot of times, divine masculine, I feel like it's like people either putting the universe putting your foot to the fire, your foot to the flames, or either the divine feminine is behind you, pushing you. He's like, stop! I really don't want to go. I want to go. Doing all that, and she pushing you, and the universe is pushing you, and the angels all behind you pushing you, and you like that. They're like, no. You doing all that extra stuff. Now, it's like a child throwing a tantrum. Now, that's enough. Now, get to yourself and grow up. Put on your big boy panties, whatever, briefs or whatever, boxers, and get your ass out there and get to working and get to stepping. Because now that's enough. You play this game in 2018. 2019 is for you now. It's time for you to report for duty. Just like that. All you volunteering is still in the army. You volunteering. If you're in the army, I'm a soldier on the battlefield, and I'm fighting for the Lord. Yeah, so you got to go on, right? You a soldier now. Heavenly signs. At this point now, things got to change. You got to pay attention to these heavenly signs. Some of y'all, again, don't want to be volunteering. You to put these damn blinders on. You act like it ain't here. Like me looking at them roses, and I'm like this. I don't see them roses. I don't see them roses over there. Okay, I'm keep on looking over here. I don't see them. Okay, I don't see them roses. So now you got to get to the point that you see the roses. What is the sign? Them roses disappeared out the blue. What does that mean? Oh, okay, so the roses mean, that's a sign for love. Maybe my divine feminine is bringing that to me. Okay, you got to start looking at that. You got to look at also signs that about the universe bringing you about your career. What's your next steps that you need to do? Get on your mission and purpose, especially you're not volunteering for yourself. So now you got to be open and receptive and become more sensitive to these things that the spirit is bringing to you as far as what is your next step on this journey, especially in 2019. What is the purpose? Clear. Feminine, I get you, and masculine, I get you. Feminine, you got to let go. I've been said that. I ain't even gonna harp on it no more and give out no more time on this. You got to let go. We got to walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. That's why you say you want to retreat. You got to so if you're in it and you keep on thinking about it, like some of my subscribers said, if you need to take a time out, like I said, I'm gonna stop being on the channel for a while. I got to go and do me. I don't want to hear nothing about the divine twin stuff. I don't want to hear nothing about no Unisouls, none of that. I really want to retreat. Then do that. That'll help you to reset yourself. So let go. Okay, that's self-explanatory. I'm not gonna go on and on about that. Artists. Engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and everything other area of your life. I want to say with this is artistry. Yes, do some artistic things. If you can really do that, maybe get some music, do some drawings, anything that's got to do with the arts. By golly, do that. Like coloring, whatever. I would say also another thing that you should look into is also just be creative about how you're going about life and doing things. Life is a canvas, and you paint it the way you want it to go. And so you pretty much with your thoughts or your visions, And your words and your affirmations that you put out there also paints the way in which you want life to be with you. So become that artist. Take your paintbrush, which is your mind, and kind of let your heart guide you as to what things you want to kind of manifest and draw and come forth. What things do you need to surrender? I didn't want it to be an hour, but that's fine. Clear. What things do you need to surrender? Feminine, what things do you need to surrender? Okay, so over the year, you're going to have to surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to your desired outcome can sabotage it. And that is true. You just got to kind of go to the point and get like Tony, like, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. So you're going to have to just let it flow and let it go, okay? That's what I'm calling, let it flow and let it go, because in order for all these changes that you need to kind of occur, welcoming the new, these family changes that's going on, and did I talk about the family changes? But the family changes with that is really, family could be also the people, it's your job. It could also be talking about your family, your soul family, your spirit family, your friends, work family, all those things. You're going to get to the point, especially once you at this point where you say, I'm doing me, you're going to really start shifting out people that belong and don't belong. Some people you're going to give a time of day to, and some people you're going to say deuces, bump, talk to hand, I won't talk to you, getting up, walking to other other rooms to kind of get away from the energy. So you're going to have to really deal with new family issues. And some of y'all could be issuing out a new family member, babies or something like that also as well. Okay, so back to my surrender. So you got to give up to surrendering results. You just see me say, you didn't talk about that. So that's something that really got to look at. Hold on too tight can sabotage. So we got to really let go, okay? Because we don't want to, and don't marry into a certain outcome as far as how you think it's going to come into union. Just say, I'm just praying to the universe to support me, that everything for my highest good will occur, okay? That's even with the divine masculine as far as us into union, and myself as far as into union. You working it out. And again, like I said, you got to hand it over to the union team. Let them go and work those things out, okay? Just sit back and say, I got a good team of people out there. I can't get the better angels. I couldn't get a better higher self. I couldn't get a better guide. I couldn't get a better whatever, angelics or any of higher entities out there and ancestors to go out there and work and get this thing together for me better than I could. They have better interests. They got better better instruments, better things to seek and see what's happening behind the scenes. They got better things to really make sure that these things happen energetically. So I need to just gotta really just sit back, fall back. Don't let my worry and my doubt interfere with them trying to get their job done. So I'm just going to just sit back and say, whatever, y'all just handle it at this point. And let me concentrate on getting a better, becoming a better me. Okay, and then surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. And so it's just really saying, just really stop thinking of lack, like this ain't gonna work because I'm lacking this, I ain't got the money. And I'm like Viola Davis talking about I got student loans, and I got my FICO score is low. I say, woman, really, please, so stop thinking about even divine masculines, saying, well, my skin ain't clear, and I my thoughts don't come out like the way I want them to, and I don't know if she's going to understand me. And like they said, us as divine feminines, when we look at you all divine masculine, we don't really honestly see all those things. We don't see, we see the flaws, but we don't let that be a blockade for us. We really see that you just this beautiful creature and a beautiful reflection of who we are. Some of us even look at you and say you have all of the best qualities that we don't. Some of us do. And, you know, we have to remind ourselves, guess what? That is us. That's just a male version to be. So everything that he has, I have as well. So you got to stop thinking about scarcity, I'm sorry, in what's going on with you, especially volunteering, because some of you are volunteering and you kind of talking your way out of doing things. So, you know, let's just go on with that. And then let me see about this one. Clear. What's happening as far as the energies as your divine masculine, divine feminine, masculine reunited. Tell me what's happening with the divine feminine. What is energies does she have to, divine feminine have to work with? And for the divine masculine, what does he have to work? Oh, that's going over here. But you really wanted to be over here. Let's see what divine masculine. Because I wasn't looking that way too, to be honest with you. So, okay, now. So divine feminine, you got to be a person of action. So you got to really get that action. Now, all these things that you got to work on, and I told you in these pile of cards, you got to become get into action with this. You got to become like Aries, which is a god of war, and it's really saying, I got to do this. I see a ram and I see a Capricorn in this every time. Every time I see this, I know somebody say, give me his rams. I see a Capricorn and a ram. So whoever it is, maybe this is also with you as well. Yeah, so you got to be coming into action, okay? This is especially when you talk about your divinity. You got to put in action. And God is a sensuality. So that means really getting in touch with. And I think I seen somebody in there reading and talked about the divine feminine. You got to really not feel bad about you and your sensuality, who it is, your essence, that you're a female. You know, we've gotten to the point that I've seen, they said that in this video, that society has made us feel bad about being into our sensuality, into, you know, what makes us us, and things that we always got to be into our masculine power all the time. And when we do feel like we want to get in touch with our sensuality, we feel bad about it. We shame ourselves into doing that. And so I'm just letting you know that right now this is something that you got to work with, and you're okay with as far as in your divinity. That's going to help you as well become into this divine feminine and masculine reunited energy there. As far as you, divine masculine, this divine feminine masculine reunited energy is goddess of destruction. You're going to have to find yourself destroying some things. You're going to have to break some things up. I'm sorry, you're going to have to break some hearts. Going to have to break some contracts. Going to have to break some commitments, some agreements, some things with family members, things like that. And out of that, you're going to create something new. And another flip side to that is, even if some things are destroyed, also with this destruction, right? Even if some things are destroyed, don't fall apart. Don't flip your wig or whatever about what's going on. Just go with the flow, because this is something that is very well needed. Rather you the one who's doing the destroying through your emotions, because this is the feminine in here, and you call it, or either they're the person is causing the destruction to happen. This is something that you need in order to grow and to help you to really become more brave and more stronger, as far as definitely not seeing things as scarcity, and then also being able to seeing these destruction things going to help you to see heavenly signs, helping you to volunteer, and so it help you to find this new love, because in order sometimes to find new love, you got to get rid of in order to create the space for the new. Okay, let me see. Can I have asked you, clarify for me just real quick, because I can hear some of y'all say about, well, how you going to do that? Okay, so I want to see, clarify the action for the feminine. Clarify. Ooh, a lot of positive here. Okay. Clear. to walk away. I want to definitely. What's happening? Dang. Okay, so clarifying this action here that you got to take here, Divine Feminine, we have walking away. Okay, so some of this again is this retreat. So some telling you just going to really have to find yourself really walking away a lot of times in this year. And in some ways, I'll tell you, like when I went to Patricia Mcnealy and she was telling me, I was telling her, having some issues, family issues, and I said sometimes it get to my nerves and I can't. So she was like, you know, you got to detach yourself emotionally because your mind and your eyes is kind of recording all these things that's happening. And so one way that you do that is that you actually just, like, you know, excuse yourself, say, excuse me, I got to go to the restroom, or excuse me, I'll be right back. Walk to another classroom, walk to another room, let that energy dissipate, and then come back, or maybe not, you know, do that. And so you're going to find yourself practicing that a lot, even when you talk with these family that popped up here. And so just really in life, some things that you're going to find yourself kind of walking away. Some Empress. So you got the Empress here. So you're really coming into your divinity. Why you're doing these things to walk away is because you're coming into your divinity. You got your 3. You're trying to truly line up your spirit, soul, and body. King of Air. So really you're going to have to also, when I look at this, is you're going to have to get really your analytical side, your way of thinking and strategizing how to handle conflict. It's got to really, you got to step your game up with that. And that's why I say walking away from it with this retreating that they talked about is one way in which you can help you to really help you strategize better, become more into your kingdom or to your divinity, is in your masculine side with your analytical side, which is becoming a king of things. Yeah, because that's what it needs to be. Also, you got King of Fire. You need to do this walking away to be able, again, for you to get into action, through action of walking away, because you need to really become, when I look at this, you got to become more wiser as far as your actions that you're taking, because this is matters of the heart. And so you got some things and some burning desires in the heart that you want to happen. You want the sun to happen as well, which means to get everything under the sun, which means in the material world as well as in the spiritual world. So these things is that you got to become very active right now as far as in your actions. Really means you got the king, like they say, knight, king. As far as on the ranking of royalty, you got to go to the highest level to achieve that. You got here for goddess of sensuality. How you going to do that is angel of strength, which is courage. That's how you're going to go about getting that. Oh, Lord, Elizabeth Lunn had something about this. Oh, the lion, and she was saying that it could also mean the opposite. Oh, a lion could be also ego. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Because she said the lion, the Leo, the sign Leo, is kind of could have a tendency to be very egotistical. And so into self, you know, like to be the spotlight and focus of everything. And so especially when you're in the sensuality, you probably will have to be a goddess of sensuality. But some of this stuff I want to say is going to be a good ego, because ego can help you to push you and propel you into situations that maybe you would not have done that. So that ego is like that, what I was talking about, the mask. No, I don't want to go. The ego is kind of get behind you and say, no, go. You know, you need to do this. You need to go ahead and, you know, maybe put on that red dress and go out there to that party or something like that. Or, you know, maybe when you talk to the masculine, you know, just really be into your feminist power at that moment. You can do that, or when you do that and you're in the presence of your divine masculine, believe it, they do answer. They feel it. They can tell when you're doing this shift, and they kind of like, okay, all right, I see you, boo. I see what you working with today, you know. So I've done that a couple of times, and I seen you recognize. So when you get into that divinity and you really into your your diva, not diva, but in your divinity, and you really into your sensuality and owning your femininity and that stuff. That's what we talk about. So it can't be ego. So you got to find strength in how you're going to do that. And you got the 5 of air. 5 of fire here, which to me is that, again, you got to do a change in your action. You'll change into your daily routine of how you go into getting into action here. Because you got a lot of things swarming around you. You got a lot of butterflies around you, which is going to transform you into a new you. Okay. When we're talking about goddess of destruction for you, divine masculine, we see that this is going to help you gain your being a man holding a heart. That means really controlling your emotions and really controlling and knowing how to hold properly your heart of your divine feminine or whoever is your object of desire here. This to me is like almost the same thing reflected with the divine feminine. She's in her state of who she is as far as sensual, which would be body. You are in your state of who you are emotionally within your heart. So to me, this is a very confident man who knows where he's going as far as in his heart space. You need to deal with this destruction because this is going to help you with your anxiety. Okay, this is going to bring some anxiety, but sometimes out of anxiety moments, it kind of propels you into your greatness. So this is going to, you're going to have some moments like this with these destructions, things that either you're destroying some things and you're going to feel, oh my God, I got to go talk to this woman. Oh Lord, now I'm about to go break her heart, but I got to do that because right now being in this situation ain't healthy for me. This is not my highest good. And I'm tired of lying and I don't want to be here any further. I don't want to go into 2020 with the same issue of spending time with somebody at New Year's Eve with somebody that I do not want. I seen that on Facebook. Somebody said, you'd rather be single and alone rather than a person who is spending time with somebody on New Year's Eve and that's not the person they want to be with, you know. So that's something you have to keep in mind there. So that's that. And then you have also clarifying that is Archangel, 7th chakra Archangel Uriel. Okay, so Uriel helps you to also know about here in your crown chakra, bringing in some of that things of intuition and awareness that you need to know about the situation. You know, helping you to be able to distinguish, having the power of discernment that, you know, when this destructive moments come, this is for my highest good, or either, you know, you discerning to know, okay, is this my time to now to be the goddess of destruction, or is it time for me to receive and receive these lessons through destructions that's happening through other things, through my emotions. So this is something that also clinging onto that will help you out too. And because also this destruction is going to get waved. Fool is something new. Okay, I definitely know this is the beginning because this is 0. So it's the Brian McNally. Dream 1 is like a dream come true, 2, whatever. And you go all the way and start back at 1. So now you add all the way down there. It's 0, which means we got to start all the way up there to 1, start back all over again. Okay, so this here is let you know that it's a new beginning. So you got to have all these things get destroyed around you. Rather you doing destroying or you being destroyed too through this situation. That's what's got to happen. Okay, and last card. This went a little long, but that's all right. No, it's not. It's not last card because I got my other ones. Because this is January. This is the intention, so we know what we're doing. Okay, for this is for the Divine Feminine, because I always pick that first. And for the Divine Master, this one card, please, because we ain't got time like this. Okay, Hairball. Wrecking Ball and Hairball. Both of y'all is having a ball. Okay, so now, let's see what this is about. Wrecking Ball, 46, for the Divine Feminine. Wrecking Ball. Psst. Just so you know, a wrecking ball is not necessarily a sign of destruction. It's more like a blessed invitation for brand new, exciting things to blossom. All you need to do is change your perspective. Let's get the renovation started. Oh, wow. To me, it look like they need to exchange. Don't look like this will be his and that will be hers. So right now, for you to say you want to retreat some things, and it's probably going to be some wrecking ball thing. Yeah, like a wrecking ball. Okay, so now with the wrecking ball, that you riding the wrecking ball like Miley Cyrus on things, you need to kind of get to that point that you are riding it. It's not like you running away from it. It's like, let me get control of this. How you gonna get control of it is when you have those wrecking ball moments. You getting rid of some things. Again, this is about self this year, self-discovery, reading out things that don't belong in this year. So of course, yeah, you need to be the one that's wrecking that ball and riding on it, so you can be able to kind of propel it and go in the direction that you want to go. So okay, now wreck this person. I don't need this in my life. Wreck this career because I don't need this no longer in my life. Wreck this, this idea, this thought process, this behavior that I have. So yeah, that would be good for you to have. For the Divine Master, we have hairball, and yours is small little tangle, no big deal. Last thing you want to do is get your knickers in a knot. It will all smooth out as soon as you stop, take a deep breath, and realize it's time to hand it off to the universe. The dude to the rescue. Move aside. And I told you, hand that stuff over to the divine feminine. That same thing to you. Hand it over to the divine, your union team, and let them go ahead and handle that. So again, through these destructive moments here, which is you're going to learn to release and let go and let God, okay, or let the universe do its thing. Last thing, clear. What is the reason for all of these activities? Let's ask this overall. What are we looking for to happen? Like they say, the other day was the fortune teller. So what is it that you actually want us to achieve this year? Oh, are you going to let them fall out? All right, do the draw. No, like 5. Oh. 2 more, please. What do you actually want us to achieve? Okay, both of them fell out. What you say? All right, now what you say? Baby, I got what you need. You know I got it. Oh, I'm asking for a little respect when you get home. Yeah, baby, when you get home. Just a little bit. Hey, just a little bit. R-E-S-P-C-C. Okay, my earring fell off. Find out what it means to me. Yes, Auntie Riri didn't want me singing her song. Auntie Riri, you gonna be all right. Don't be throwing nothing off of me. You gonna be all right, Auntie Riri. Okay, so now the things that good cards. Very good cards. So the overall thing, and so I'm gonna be like, please stay to the end. Don't just go off somewhere because you say this thing got too long. But this is what it is. I'm sorry. I got to have my earrings on. Today I'm in my feminine. The other times when I've been wearing my glasses, I let my divine masculine take over and do all the reads for the past days where I had all them glasses on. I give down how I look. Yeah, somehow that was him. Because no, he kind of he cared about his looks. we share that. Like, yeah, you are my twin. Because he like, nah, You see my haircut? No, I gotta get my haircut. No. So he worse than me. No, I gotta go to the barber. This, that, I gotta get this lined up, get my waves together and all that stuff. Anyway, so I'm looking at that say, now that's how I sound, huh? Every time I say I gotta go get my hair done, that's how I sound to people. Boy, you working my nerve. Anyway, so moving on. Moving on. So now we have here is the reasons why all these things are happening this year, and this is the ending result that the universe wants us to have. This year is it. I picked up, you got 3 with a 0, which is 3. Us really coming in line with our spirit, soul, and body, which means to blossom and to open up just like flowers, really knowing the beauty of things and just to blossom. That's the first thing they brought to me, was to blossom and bloom into our full potential of who we are, okay, as divine. The purpose for all these things happening this year in 2019 is for us to become wiser, okay? Both of us to level up, come higher, not on the same levels that we were on. Some of us still is a little bit more in ahead of the curve, or ahead of the game, or in front of the 8 ball than others. You know, you determine on your growth, because some divine masculines is a little bit more advanced than divine feminines, and there's some divine feminines is more advanced than divine masculine. It depends, you know, for your own relationship, which one of these aisles represent. With this going with the numbers, we got intuition and awareness. 2 means unity. Together, 1 and 2 makes the number 3. Again, going back to that spirit, soul, and body, which aligns with the year. Okay. This one here we have is when I first seen this intuitive, it says we want them to be able to heal the inner child, especially when we're talking about emotions in both the feminine and the divine masculine. The emotions are off track. We want them to be able to have something to present to the world, especially emotionally. Let them bring a harvest, some things that they've been reaping and sowing in their emotions. Let them be able to blossom and bloom, just like we said with the flowers that was mentioned in the beginning. What's a good thing here, and this is what I like here, is that we have the divine masculine. To meet the divine masculine here, cards here is represented by this card here, which is the number 28, which is 2 and 8. 2 is unity, 8 means harmony and having balance. 2 and 8 together makes the number 10. 10 again means that we have really came and fulfilled all things that we needed to do as far as on our leveling or our lessons or things that we need to accomplish. So to me, when I get to 10, that means we have reached the level right there, the highest level. I was playing the game. We at the level 10. This is the last level of achievement. So we really, the universe wants them to come to that point where they are ready. They have achieved everything. They have accomplished every lesson, remediation lesson that they need to have in order on this journey. And so it comes back to 1 together, which is funny. They got just 1 heart here, which is right. And we want to come unity with ourselves, within ourselves, and be able to present this heart or have this heart that we have. And then we have here with the divine feminine, here's represented where she's standing there and she's kind of waiting. So she's waiting. She's ready. He looks ready, and she says, I'm waiting. So we got them at this point at both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Now look at this. Ain't this neat? They're both, at this time, we want them, and I'm going to bring it closer to you. We want them to get to the point that they have something to present. Now, what that look like, that's a, is that, let me put this more closer. Is that a bird, like a crow? Because if that is time, then that means, you know, when you hear the crow, that means your time is up. You know, your time is up, divine masculine. So like I said, you got to be ready. If that's a crow that I'm looking at it look like it's a crow. And the bird, that's, you know, it's time for you to go on through life. You're the egg crow, or what you talk about, you don't want to be no volunteer, and the universe keep on pushing you to go in a certain direction. You're like, nah, stop, I ain't ready. They tell you, nah, it's time for you to eat crow. It's time to go on here, do what you got to do. You know, eat up the lessons that you done did in the past, and now let's get on with this. So he's standing there, he's ready, and she's there. say he's ready. And so, and she's at the point that she said, okay, she looked like to me, said, I've been waiting. This damn bouquet damn heavy as hell. And I want to know where the hell you been at. But I'm standing here. Because she looks kind of like she done been through some things on this waiting here. Say she don't look like she's fresh. He look like he fresh from wherever he done came from. He looking still good. And she looking like, my God, I've been standing here for a while. A long time. Where the hell have you been? And so, but the big thing about this is what? They are both, put it right here, they are both facing each other. And between all the times of things that have happened in before 2018, it usually would be this way. Okay, that's happening, okay? But now, with the things that's going on now, we ain't got our back turned. Now, we done got to this point here, because when I pulled them, I said, oh, look at here. This is the ultimate. This is union. We at least look at each other. No more back to back. This is the purpose for all these things that's happening in 2019, is for us to be able to look at each other. At each other. This is the main event. This is the main purpose. Okay. You present your ace, because you know if you put the ace, you didn't put it down. Ain't no high. You didn't trump they behind it. You throw that ace down. I know that, and cause I don't know nothing else. And he's presenting his heart. So you present your best. I want to say in some ways you done kind of in the world and got a master of being things in the world here, mastery of worldly things, and he's went and got mastery over his heart. And so both of you all have got both of those things. So look, 28 and 29, you 11, you one step there. So 2 is unity, 9 is the ending of a cycle. 2 and 9 together makes 11, which again, there is, we would say, would be the twin flame number, which is 1, intuitiveness and awareness doubled. And you put it together, that makes a number 2. So you got 1, 2. So we're in the steps, in the process. 1, 2. We going in sequence. We leveling up together. And so this is the ultimate thing. What the goal of how it is. We're facing each other and we're ready for union. She looked like she almost maybe be running to him. Like, my God. He's like, yeah, I'm here. So this is what we want. So I know this was a nice long length feature. I know my friend is going to be messing with me. But this was the 2019 forecast for this year for us. Oh, yes. That is it. You won't get today a daily read. I'll start and do that on tomorrow, because today is we need to start off with the intent of knowing, because I truly believe that you got to know where you are to know where you're going. And so that's what we're seeing, what the intent for this year is. So if you want a reading with me, please go to Divine Instantgo, Divine Twin Soul 11 for you to get a reading. I am going to establish a email just in case if you don't want to go that way. Look down in the comment section and I'll put an email if you are looking to get a reading with me. Since this is January and January 31st marks my year anniversary, I will be giving out $11 readings for 30 minutes. So just for $11, whatever you want, especially with this being the new year, this will kind of help you with your intent, knowing which way and direction that you're going. So look down at the bottom, and I will in the comments section write down what's the email address that I want for you to contact me on to get readings while I am still working on my website to get that together. Anything else? Again, thank you again. If you have not seen any of my other videos, this is 2019. Thank you for riding with me all the way through. My subscribers, they were there for me from the very beginning. I love you. Thank you for your new subscribers that have subscribed on this channel. I thank you as well. Please make sure that you like, share, and with your friends as well. letting them know about what good things I'm having, because there's going to be some other features and things that I'm going to add on to this wherever Spirit leads me to really help us get into union, help us really on our journey just in life, on our mission and purpose. So some of these things won't just be just for twins or unisouls. It'll just be for us how we're dealing with our daily lives as well. So keep up with that and share as well. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so very humbled by this experience, for you allowing me to be your person with you on your journey. And I thank you for you also being on my journey, because your words and things that you save down at the bottom really propel and help me to keep on going further. The conversations I love, even if I just put a like or really a heart next to it, that's really letting know I'm just taking time and I am reading them. I'm not just click it up there, just say, ooh, here's so-and-so, let me just click on that to get them off my channel, get them off my notification that they notify me. I really do, and you can tell that I take it to heart, because either I speak on it in my videos, or I'll either try to address it as well. So I say just thank you, thank you, thank you, really from the bottom of my heart. It just really warms me so, and I just say thank you so very much for allowing me to take time out and for you to press play on my channel. Okay, and so until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago.